right. Yo. We back. This is the Common Sense Experience. I'm your host, Chuck. I'm here with my brothers from another mother, Pete and Amir. What's going down, fellas?
Mic check 1 2. What is this? What's goody?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's been too long, brothers. It's been too long. Man. We are back. We are back. I'm pretty sure our listeners are excited. We're back, man. We got a lot of shit to talk about, brothers. But a lot of shit has gone down. Just in the past 2-3 weeks alone, man, a lot of shit has happened, man. And so we're planning for a long show, so bear with us. Be sure to check us out on iTunes, the Black Podcasters Network, or you may find it under the Common Sense Experience. We're also on iHeartRadio at the Common Sense Experience. Be sure to check that out. Amir, let's get it popping, fella.
Hey man, what's going on? Hello world. Get ready, man, because it's going down today, though. Normally on the show, we normally talk about stuff that's kind of good stuff we're kind of off of our chest, though. Today we're going to kind of do a different format today, though. My brother Pete, what I'm saying, though, got some questions that he wanted to go ahead and pose to us, though, whatever, though, things to talk about, what I'm saying, though. Then we're going to get to our normal setup, what I'm saying, ask the questions, though, and then boy Chuck is going to go ahead. He's got a question now, what I'm saying, towards the end. And we got a surprise for y'all at the end of the show, though. So just, what I'm saying, go ahead and have a listen, though. So, Pete, go ahead, man. Rock out.
Yes, sir. So, Pete, I know we normally do our sports segment at the end of the show, right? But it kind of ties in to what we're talking about today. So, shout out to Meyer, as he was going through the rhetoric of what we were going to talk about. Whereas, let's start off with the sports section because it kind of ties in with the importance of the message we're trying to get across. So, I'm gonna start off with the light shit before we go into the heavy shit. So, the light shit is Buffalo Bills trade. I need the thoughts about it, Meyer. What's on your mind? I know you
18 years, man. Let's rock out one more year, man. One more year.
Yeah,
I'm winning at this point. I'm numb. I'm numb like Lincoln Park.
I'm numb like Lincoln Park.
R.I.P. to the homie too, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Chester Bennington, his name.
Yes, man. Yes, absolutely. Yo, you know what? I feel you. I kind of that whole win now mentality that was in my head this year. It kind of went out the window, but I guess business-wise, I understand it. You know what I mean? Because Sammy been hurt every year since we had him. We denied his fifth-year option, because of the injuries. And whether or not he was to ball out this year, we could have lost him at the end of the season. So I guess why not trade him to get the picks? And, Jordan Matthews wasn't a bad return, although he's fucking hurt right now. I hope that chest cavity will be all right. I hope there ain't no cavities in the chest cavity. I don't know how that shit works. But at the end of the day, I kind of understand the move. I was just surprised at the Sammy Watkins move happening now. Ronald Darby move, I'm not surprised. Because when you're a defensive-minded coach, you want people to fit your scheme. And Darby was kind of not showing his worth in the OTAs during the offseason. So I kind of understand that move. But the whole Sammy, me personally, I would have waited to the end of the year to see if he does go higher this season. Because let's be real, he wants the money. So he's going to go higher. And then maybe franchise tag the nigga or something. I don't know. But I don't know. What do I know? I'm a fan. So
what do we because you said the scheme. What is this whole deal with the coach thing? Because I don't really know much about him. I don't even know his name, to be honest.
Well, his name is Sean McDermott. He comes from the Andy Reid umbrella. He was a defensive. He's like a part-time defensive coordinator for Philadelphia Eagles for like 10 years. Because he was under, I forgot the dude that passed away, and please forgive me.
Not Nick LeBeau. I forgot his name.
No. He was with Philly for years. He was a beast on the defense.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
he
man.
He was kind of like the Nick LeBeau of the NFC.
Right. He was the OG, exactly. But he came from, Sean McDermott came from under that tutelage. So he got some pedigree on him, and then he went from Philly to North Carolina, and everybody know about North Carolina defense. They was beast mode. They've been beast mode the last 4 years. So I feel like we kind of got a good dude to spark it off. You know what I'm saying? He's a no nonsense dude. Like, he the type to tell Marshall Darius to quit the bullshit instead of, frolicking with him, i.e. Rex Ryan, letting these motherfuckers do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So he like a disciplined dude and no bullshit, no nonsense type of guy. So I kind of like the coach that we do have. It's just kind of a weird move to let Sammy Watkins go now, but hey, man, we ain't going to keep dragging on it. We going to see. But we are Buffalo Bills fans, and as to quote my man Amir, we are mountain something. I can't remember the verses. But, yeah.
I know when they defense was popping, the Eagles, they always had a good linebacker core and a good secondary.
Exactly. And now he has a good defensive front. So put all three together, you never know.
Hey, man, that's just where we got to be. We're going to see. That's it. That's where you got to be at with the Bills. We're going to see. Whatever. Where am I going to go? I'm 34 years in the game. I'm at least 27 years in the game since the first Super Bowl, so I'm fucked. I'm in.
We stuck, man. We in it. We in it. God damn it, we in it.
Where am I going?
Oh, man. No inside, apparently. But no. All right, man. Moving on to a more serious effect. As you know, good brother Colin Kaepernick has sparked off a situation last year, where he boycotted the national anthem due to our people getting murdered and slaughtered by the police. And as we all now know, NFL, the season is getting close to starting. September is right around the corner, and Colin Kaepernick is still without a job. So my question to y'all boys, there's a lot of traction going around about boycotting the NFL. I have my opinions on it, but I'll share my opinions last. I just want y'all, I want to know your thoughts. What y'all think? Should the NFL be boycotted?
Chuck, I know we just dominated those sports joints, though, so you go ahead first, my brother.
No, you good. So I had put a post on Facebook, and I don't know if y'all boys saw it before I went on my little social media hiatus that I was going to be not watching. This was prior to all this shit going down. Like, I wasn't going to be watching sports. Not that I was watching it much anyway in the past several years, but I'm totally removing myself from that. And this is personal reasons, man. We'll get into later with Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I think I think, and I'm confident that if the boycott is successful, America will finally see how powerful Black America can be once we realize the power we have. When it comes to when you look at teams and them not signing Colin Kaepernick, it'll cost them a lot less money by signing Colin Kaepernick than it would for this boycott to be successful. Meaning, this is say they sign Colin Kaepernick a 2-year deal. Let's just say a couple hundred, I said a couple million just to be modest. But if this boycott is successful, it could cost the NFL much more money than that, right? Yeah. So for me personally, I think it's not necessarily about the boycott, but more so about the statement that can be made of how powerful Black America can be when we really come together and try to take a stance. And this is nothing new, right? I say this all the time. Whenever we cover these topics like this, man, if we have over $1 trillion of spending capacity,
right?
If we redirected some of that towards building our own stuff, like America will crumble. If it's to say all the Black people, this is think fairy tale real quick. Let's say all the Black people in America to say, you know what, fuck it, let's all leave America and go to a different country. America's done. But because we've been brainwashed to believe that we need America, because we've been brainwashed and we rely on them so much, it's like it sounds foreign when people hear it. It's like, that's fantasy. That can't happen. But it's happened before. We've done it. We've been in power before. So I know, to make a long story short, for me personally, man, I think the boycott should be carried out. And like I said, if it is successful, I think it'll make a big testament to the power that we have as Black people.
I dig it. Yeah. I heard the perspective on you, man. Amir, what's your thoughts?
I don't know how many millionaires are in the NFL, but I'm assuming there's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuming there's enough money, if you went around and the players were serious about this, boycotting. To me, when I hear boycott, I hear we're going to do what we do and to be somehow accepted, and that'll never happen. They might can change the rules for a little bit, but they'll always find a way to get around it once we're involved into it. I'm looking at the Big Three League. I'm looking at Master P and his league. Why don't we just create our own? It won't be shit without us. Why go back?
That's true.
In first place, I think on the surface, I agree with you. I think it is something that we do need to do as far as to galvanize and to boycott, whether or not boycott or not, definitely stand firm in making sure that the voice is heard or whatever, though. But it's like, aren't we, like you talk about the trillions of dollars and stuff, aren't we at a point where we don't need to boycott to be accepted, for them to change the rules? Why don't we just, don't we have enough to do our own?
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That's very true.
Do you think people who are these networks and stuff, if we did our own, are gonna not fund us? When we like Chris Rock said, black people, that's not a sport that black people aren't involved in. It's just a game. It's not a sport that we're in it, because when we get into it, we dominate. Golf, tennis, swimming. Now, one lady, I think her name is Simone as well. I forget her last name. Not the chick who did the gymnastics. Yeah. But I think the other black swimmer.
Some young brothers hit a record too recently. I don't know his name offhand, but he just broke a record recently too.
Yeah.
Track and field. I mean, they didn't pick us to go out there and do the cotton because we were the laziest people. the least athletic motherfuckers. So, yeah, trust me, they're gonna put their money. These people who own the stuff. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. They're mostly Jewish people, and Jewish people will put their money behind anything they think that they can get money out of. So we formed our own league. We don't need the NFL. That's just the illusion that we have that we need the NFL. We need a fucking NFL. If we have $1 trillion something of spending money, that doesn't account for the money that we actually have. It's the money we spend. So, let me ask you.
I agree 100%. That we need to create our own shit. But for me personally, I think there's like different levels to it. And as you were talking, something came up because I was looking at some like Afrocentric schools here in Baltimore. There was a college, Sojourner Douglas College, and started in Baltimore in 1972.
What's the name of that? Say that again.
Sojourner Douglas College here in Baltimore. Okay. It was a private college, and it was based off of it. The foundation was Afrocentric, meaning a lot of the classes and things offered were from a Afrocentric perspective. Back in 2000,
I went to here.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. But back in 2015, the school lost its accreditation. They tried to appeal it. They went through the state and whatnot, but of course, it failed. And they try to make up some bullshit that, hey, this school had grant money and that they didn't do something right with it. Look, we talking about all these other schools, like UCLA, Ohio State, all these big colleges. They doing the same exact shit. So why are these institutions still open?
Because and I say that fight.
Huh?
I believe, not to interrupt you, but I just believe it's because they still fight. The problem is we get knocked out. We get knocked down the first round, and we just stay down.
Yeah,
it's gonna take. It might take 10 schools to have to go ahead and get lose accreditation, like you said. But it'll eventually happen. We just have to keep at it. We get knocked down, and all of a sudden we go, all right, you know what? Time to assimilate.
True. That's true. Yeah.
I don't want to take too much time. I know people want to go in though, but that's just how I feel though.
Yeah, but really quick, Pete, before you hop in there. So what I was saying is, like, I think there's different levels. So yeah, we can create our own league, but then there's going to be different levels to people stopping that from happening. So what we also need we need people in politics who can help move that forward. And again, and that's just like another level. Like there's like they said in the Matrix, man, this rabbit hole goes so deep, right? So we can have all this shit in place. We can have people in politics, but then there's a level above that. And what that level is, I have no idea, right? I can't, like, I don't know what that next level would be. It's like, well, we had the money, we had the funding, we got people in politics. What's next? So that's just my two cents on it.
Yeah, man. I dig both of y'all perspectives. But man, I think you hit it right on the nose when you said the word money. See, nowadays it's easy to throw away. It's easy to throw out words like boycott and shit. It's easy to have strong opinions when you type in on a computer and you giving your thought on the stat on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's more to it than just that. Like, all right, boom, we could boycott the NFL, but niggas is still playing in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, real talk, a boycott wouldn't work unless the brothers in the NFL would stop playing. And to allude to what Amir was talking about, fuck y'all, we gonna start our own league, and I dare y'all to stop us. You know what I'm saying? So to truly boycott something, you really got to study and dig deep into everything. You know what I mean? Because the one person that's screaming out boycott, let's boycott the NFL, he still may enjoy a Bud Light every now and again. Who sponsors fucking NFL? Bud Light. You know what I'm saying? Who makes the turf? Who makes the granite on the field or whatever the fuck they use to make the field that our brothers run on? So those companies. Like, so if you want to boycott something, let's boycott the sponsors. You know what I mean? And go back to what Chuck said. We the $1 trillion of the spending money, it doesn't even include the money that we actually make. So take the $1 trillion away from the sponsors, that'll kill the NFL right there. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going front. I'ma still watch it. I'm in a couple fantasy leagues. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You know what I mean? And I gotta find, and it kind of goes into my final question. But at the end of the day, I'm not against a resolution that can actually work. So when you say boycott, what exactly do you mean? Are you just saying boycott because everybody else saying boycott, and it sounds good? It gets you a couple of likes on your stat? Or are you really studying what the fuck is going on how we can get our money out of these people, out of the sponsorship hands, which in turn take the money out of the NFL hands? You gotta realize, man, we can stop watching it today. They still just signed a $1 billion deal with NBC. TV rights, like Disney owns everything. ESPN,
you got
fucking ABC, everything. You know what I mean? I'm gonna break it down. You know what I mean? Like Sports Center, like, you know what I'm saying? So the same people who saying let's boycott the NFL still going to Disney. You know what I mean? So like the money is still gonna be made, but that's why we gotta do our research. You gotta look into shit and tell a Des Bryant who's saying, yo, I got a family to feed. That's why I'm not protesting anything. Tell Des Bryant, yo, if you stop playing and convince all the other superstars to start playing, talking about building our own league, shit, Disney gonna want to give the money to us because they're gonna go where the talent is at. Why? Because Disney is run by who? Amir said it. I ain't gotta say it. But shout out to the Jews. You know what I mean? Listen, man. It's just ways to go around it. Don't just say it just to say it. And it kind of goes into my final question with all of this, like, because shout out to Colin Kaepernick, man. He started something. So now what do you have? You got superstars sitting the fuck down. You got Marshawn Lynch not getting up. You got the Bennett brothers doing the same thing, sitting down. And now recently, within understand, when black people say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that all lives don't matter. Y'all racist motherfuckers are the ones that don't like us. We fuck with white people. We fuck with all races and colors. This is what we do. So when you got a few other white folks who's really down and understand what the fuck we going through, we salute them. So I'm gonna salute Chris Long. He played for the Philadelphia Eagles. one of the I forgot his name. He sat down, and the brother, the Chris Long, the white dude, he was still standing, but he put his arm around homie like, yo.
Malcolm something.
Yeah, Malcolm Jenkins. Yeah. And Chris Long spoke on it. He wasn't afraid to spit the truth. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fair. I'm noticing it, and whatever I can do to help, I'm gonna help. You know what I mean? And then you had another brother who was supported by his fellow white teammate on another team. Like, so you're starting to see more of this shit. So something is going to give. I feel something is going to happen. Because at the end of the day, you can't keep having these distractions. And the NFL is going to have to do something about it. So my final question to y'all boys: do y'all see something as far as the superstars sitting down finally, like a Marshawn Lynch, like the Bennett brothers, and also you're starting to see a few white counterparts join in the protest? What are y'all thoughts on that? And should the protest still be continued throughout the NFL? Do you think you will start to see more superstars sitting down? Do you think a trend will start to happen when you see the white teammates starting to help the brothers? Right? What are your thoughts on that? And then we can move
on. Yeah. So for me personally, there's definitely there's power in numbers, right? I mean, if you have a handful of dudes sitting out, it's not going to make a big difference. But if you have, I'm talking about several hundred superstar players sitting out. Then yeah, I think we'll start to see subtle changes, but as Amir said, like those would be band-aid solutions to the bigger problem, right? So just say for example, all right, so you guys sit out for 5 or 6 games. NFL loses several $1 million. All right, cool. A team signs Colin Kaepernick. Then it's right back to business as usual. Nah. This has to. Like this has to be something that's continuous. Like me personally, I believe that these players have to come together and realize that there's power in numbers, and that this is going to be a long-term thing. This is not going to be, all right, well, we set out for 5 or 6 games, Colin gets signed and we back on the field. Nah, once he's signed,
somewhere, don't it, Chuck?
Yeah, I agree.
Wrong, but I'm just saying, like you said, like the Band-Aid rhetoric, like you got to start somewhere, though.
Oh yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. For example, like if we out, right, and I get cut, like I at least like saying like somebody's going to at least put a bandage on my shit until we get to the hospital, right? You know what I mean?
But now we got to take care of the problem.
Yeah,
I got you.
And I mean, like for example, I was playing on this happened like several years ago. I was hooping, and I went up for a rebound, and big ass dude came down, swiped, and dislocated my pinky. Right, so like they on the court, they popped it back in place. But I still went to the emergency room. Like, all right, well, the temporary solution was let's pop this shit back in place. The long-term solution is let's get you to the hospital. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm definitely not against them not sitting out. Like, they should still sit out, but they need to strategize and figure out, all right, well, what's the long-term solution? Like, we're gonna do this for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, that's how far out these players have to look, not just one season.
I got you.
Yeah.
Before I answer the question, I just want to give a special coon shout out to Hugh Jackson. Who, by the way, Hugh Jackson, I mean, brother.
And I want him to be that coach too.
If you're gonna stand there and read something, brother, just put it in a tweet, put it on Instagram or something. Don't sit there and read something, and you sound worse than what you actually said doing that shit. But
right.
I'd rather see people, like you said, I'd rather see people do the work.
Yeah.
And that Colin Kaepernick is doing outside of football than actually standing. If they're not doing the work, then it's really just it's a symbols. Yeah, I mean, it shows a solidarity though, but I want to see the work too, because you have the means and the funds to do it. So if it's just that, then and I'm not saying that is, but if it's just that, like for instance, the Tennessee Titans players, we thought they was down. Now they talking about my money and this and that or whatever though. And shout out to Jamel Hill. And I say this all the time, man. Hey, man, I like when they do that. Show me who you are. Like she said it. She said it just like that. I like when they show me who you are. She said, either you with us or get out the way. Hey, man, so like you said, man, Marshawn Lynch, we all know what he does, and that his how he helps out the hood and helps out underprivileged kids and stuff. So we see the work, the Bennett brothers and all that stuff. Like they got kids and they doing stuff. You know what I'm saying, though, beyond just sports, like with art and everything. You know what I mean? And so stuff like that, though. So we know that they do the work. So for the other ones that's doing the work, I don't know what Malcolm Jenkins does though and all that though, but I want to see more than just that. I want to actually see the actual work outside of that.
Yeah, just real quick. Everything you both y'all were saying is accurate, and I fuck with y'all. I mean, especially you. But shout out to Bennett and Marshawn Lynch, especially, just because we know what those brothers do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not Russell Wilson, doing it. It's two brothers who we know actually doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this Band-Aid will lead into the emergency room surgery. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the two brothers that sparked it, and then you what can the newspapers they can come at them all they want, but we gonna look at the newspapers like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Because these two men in the hood, these two men outside of football do everything they can. You got Marshawn Lynch starting a program just for young kids to learn about investments. The shit you're supposed to learn about in school. You know what I'm saying? To learn about investments, to learn about tech jobs and shit like that. Like, Marshawn Lynch is starting this on his own. So, me personally, I'm kind of looking at this band there like, maybe this shit will turn into something healing, because you got these two main people, like, because of Colin Kaepernick, now the NFL like, oh shit, yo, it's not just a third string quarterback sitting down now. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it can turn into something. But like I said, it's gonna take a minute, and it's more than just being visible. It's behind the scenes as well.
Yeah. And to Chuck's point, it does start. You know what I'm saying, though. With every mile you run, it takes an inch. You know what I'm saying, though. So you gotta start somewhere. So to actually see that there's at least effort for consciousness is good. And then we go ahead and then we see, because they'll show themselves when it gets real.
Right. Yeah.
So like you said, Chuck said, it definitely starts with it. Definitely have to start somewhere. So to see it, that's good. You know what I'm saying, though, like you said, though. But you have to also, make sure, though, that they show and prove, especially when they have the platform and the means. You know what I'm saying, though. I mean, and that's not to exclude us. You know what I'm saying, though. And those out there beyond just the podcast, we're gonna start getting out there more and more, though. You know what I'm saying, though. This is the start. My grassroots, though. We're gonna continue, though, and move forward and get things going even more, though. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, though. You'll know when when you get real, you be like, yo, okay. So you down and you see somebody like, shh, I know you was serious.
Right. Like, damn, you was serious? I thought you were joking.
Right. Oh, man. So, yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. Well, good looking, fellas. I'm glad we got that out early and out the way. It's still Go Bills, but, I know you got some shit to get off your chest, a couple questions, so talk your shit, man.
All right, before we go ahead and get into, I guess this isn't really a non-serious question, though, but it's not. It's a little lighter than the other topics that we're gonna get into today, though. But all right, my first question. All right, recently, Drew, Damien's boy, Drew, Chuck.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, go ahead. I bet.
Damien's boy, Drew, Chuck's brother. My brother, might as well say my brother as well, Damien. His friend Drew posed a question about who gets their plate made first, the man or the kids. And women were on there and they were having different things though, and then some of the women were like, you know what I'm saying, my kids get served first, though. And some of them was like, nah, my man does. And some of them were kind of in the middle, you know what I'm saying, though. Like, it all depends on whatever, though. And so, because dude, especially when you have single women or whatever, though. But even women that are with the father or the guy tend to choose child over the man. So, as far as it pertains to who they tend to and different things. And so, and obviously a woman's job is to be a caregiver to the child, though, but you often see that the child tends to take precedent over the man in their lives. And you see a lot of relationships, obviously, go awry because of that. So I guess just asking you guys, especially you, Pete, obviously married, and then you, Pete, you, Chuck, being in a relationship yourself, what in your opinion, who should be put first in a relationship, the child, or should the relationship be put first, or should the children be put first?
Yeah. No, this is the perfect question.
Yeah. I got a history. I hollered at my sister-in-law about this, and she said I was allowed to use her response on our today's show. So, and I quote, shout out to sister-in-law Joy. Man gets plate first, then kids. In parentheses, she got mainly mom makes 2 plates at one time, family happy. Then she ended it. If your kid is old enough to make their own plate, they should get their dad. Now, mind you, this lady is married. She come from a home where she had both parents. They was married. So, at the end of the day, the father, he works, he take care of the family, he do what he got to do. So he come home, you fix the head of the household play first. That's just how it goes. That's just respect. You know what I'm saying? Men take out the garbage. You know what I mean? Like certain shit. You know what I mean? Like not saying all the way in the 50s, but it's respect. And and that came from a woman. So I know it's a lot of difference in perspective on things because our relationships are nowadays. But if the home is how the home, where the pops works, everybody busting their ass to make sure the household is cool. It goes that way. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? Now, if you've been with a nigga with 18 different baby mamas and you number 16 or something like that, that's a whole different story. But I can only talk from my perspective. So the kids won't be here without the woman and the man. So at the end of the day, we got to show respect on how the level of the respect is supposed to be leveled at. So goddamn it, when I come home, I want my plate.
Yeah. Now, just to throw in a caveat. Well, actually, you know what, Chuck? You go ahead and answer, and I'll throw in what I.
All right. So me and Pete's situation similar, but different in a lot of ways. Pete, you're married. I'm not. The kids. Obviously, they're biologically yours. These kids are not biologically mine. So the question that I have or I'm posing is, does that make any difference?
No, it doesn't.
No, you provide for them? You provide? Oh, shit, okay.
Oh, shit. Hey, Chuck.
No, hold on, wait. Not really. No, because I was really asking that because because the situations are kind of unique. But no, I agree with you 100%, Pete. And
the only difference is I had to sign papers and I got a ring on my finger, nigga. Hey, it's the only difference is material shit. And you know what I mean? And like the kid's not biologically yours, but shit, they're yours. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? By me going off of what I see and talk to you about it and what you do, you know what I mean? You're the provider. So at the end of the day, this will be the exact same way for you as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I was just throwing that out there because for people that are listening in, I want to let them know that the contrast, but also the similarities that that me and you have in our situations. But I agree. I agree with you 100%. When I come home and in my commute's an hour, so not only am I working an hour shift, I got an hour commute. So when I come home and I want my plate first.
Man, let me shut up. Okay. Man, what you say now?
Well, I'm glad y'all said it because I'm always sound like a chauvinist when I say shit. Yeah, man. Look, and fuck it, Chuck. I've been around long enough. I can say this. Your parents. Y'all would go. Your parents went through it or whatever, though. And Donnie, I love you, but sometimes you sometimes you was an asshole. And I love you, Donnie.
Not sometimes.
You know that. Though. I'm not saying the Sully couldn't be sometimes too. But
I say both of them, or not more.
Right. But no matter what, even whatever they was going through, whatever issues they was going through, it was always an example of respect for Donnie. His plate was always made first. He always had that little plate with the whatever around it, whatever food was on there, and he had that big. You had to make. It was no point. I don't even know why. We might as well just let Donnie drink out of the goddamn thing of Kool-Aid because it would take the whole thing to fill it up. You have to make another thing of Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
And he'd only eat half his food, but you still made sure, because he would drink all his Kool-Aid, get full. But he always made sure his plate was made first, and that was an example that was set, that no matter what, I still have respect for him.
Yeah.
Even if she's, you know what I'm saying, though, want to knock this nigga upside the head. And so I saw that example, because I didn't get to see that around, because obviously, you know what I'm saying, though, my father wasn't around. But just seeing that example and seeing other examples, it's like, yeah, even beyond just the food, it's like, there was a woman that told me, she was like, you know what, I can't stand my baby father. She said, though, but I never disrespect him in front of my son.
Yeah.
That's a woman.
He don't see that. You know what I'm saying, though, because he needs to know to respect his father. If he starts seeing that, then he might think that he can do that.
Yeah.
And so I think there is a certain kids are far more observant than we give them credit for.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though, they notice everything you do. You know what I'm saying, Pete, I'm pretty sure you can allude to that. Chuck, you can as well. Pete, you know what I'm saying, obviously, you and Jag, you know what I'm saying, though, he, you know what I'm saying, tries to probably mock every little thing you do. It's probably annoying sometimes. It's probably even more annoying when he does some of the stuff that Sade does that gets on your nerves.
That's annoying. Him mocking me is more or less annoying. I just hope it lasts until teenage years. You know what I mean? Because that's when the shit gets real. So I'm enjoying it while it lasts right now.
Right.
Yeah, when it comes to mommies, sometimes it be like, bruh. But yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's how you look in a child's eyes, man. Like, nobody's perfect.
Right.
We gotta teach them, bro. We gotta teach them everything: the discipline of it, the respect of it, the real life of it. So at the end of the day, you gotta, if you're holding it down as a man, as a father, as a provider, you taking care of your business, then show the respect. And it's cool. Yeah, daddy get his place first. He works hard. That happens. That's how it is in life. You know what I'm saying? We get the big piece of chicken. What Chris Rock say? You know what I'm saying? Like, we might got the shittiest gifts, but we get the big piece of chicken, goddammit. You know what I mean? Like, don't eat the big piece of chicken.
Be honest. I'm out there.
No, I was just going to end it like this. And it's not, it is beyond that, but I'm just using that as a metaphor. That goes for the men. I'm not talking about if you just born with a dick. Because if you're not handling your responsibilities, then you shouldn't be eating at all. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, for your kids, for your family, you trying, then, yeah, give them a big piece of chicken.
That's what I was going to ask, though, just before I go into my next question. I was going to ask this, though. Let's say, not on the whole food thing, because I absolutely agree with that level of you know what I'm saying, whatever, though. But even if the dad is around, but he's not around, y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
Should that woman still show that guy respect in front of the child to him? Still.
You mean not around as they just don't live under the same roof, but he still does what he does?
No. I don't mean that. No. No. Not that. And I'm glad you made me to clarify. I mean, he's around, but he ain't around. He don't really take care of responsibilities in a way though. He comes around. You know what I'm saying? He might, you know what I'm saying, they'll come to the backyard, hey man, let's shoot a couple shots real quick, leave out real quick, you know what I'm saying though, say what's up and then keep it moving or whatever though, around but not around, if you know what I mean though, like, you know what I'm saying though, maybe in the area but not really too involved. Should that be or no?
See, that's tough for me, man. Like, I can't even front, just because yo, it's easy to not be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to not be there. It's hard to stay. You know what I mean? And having conversations I have with my own father and, like, men and shit like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not the relationship, you still gotta be there for the. So that's tough for me. It depends. I guess it depends on the attitude of the other woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is better not to be bitter in front of your child. It is better. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we are human. So I can understand if you feel away because he's not all the way there like he's supposed to be. You know what I mean? If there's no real life threatening circumstances that doesn't allow you to be around your kid, and you can be around your kid, and that's just by choice, then I can understand how a mother of a child like that can feel away and be like, nah, fuck that. But it is better to not show those feelings and show respect. It is better for your child. If you really think about your child, it's really better to not go off in front of your child and be respectful and be like, nah, fuck it, because that's still his dad or his or her dad and shit. It's better for the child. But I can slightly understand if it doesn't work that way.
That's a part of being a parent. You have to consider.
Yeah.
You have to consider that aspect before your own emotions.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Chuck, you have anything you want to kind of add to that before I get into the next question?
When I and this may seem like it's going off topic, but it's not. So bear with me. So when I was conceived down here in Maryland, my mother was, I guess, sneaking on base to see my father.
But your father was in the service. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He, I think he was in Air Force. Yeah, he was in the Air Force.
Okay.
Air Force.
Okay.
My mother found out that he was actually about to get married to another woman. So this dude, up and left once he found out that my mother was pregnant. So, and I say that to say there's one thing that I appreciate my mother for is that she never bashed him for that. Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was really angry about the whole situation, but I didn't meet him until I was 16. And just imagine if she would have planted all these ideas in my head about who my father is, and he's this low down dirt bag motherfucker who's a piece of shit and all that stuff. Like, I wouldn't have looked forward to that meeting. But I was so excited to finally meet this dude. Like, man, this is the dude that I came out as a dude ball sack. Pause. But like, this is the dude that I'm saying.
I mean, it's not a pause. It's reality.
It's real.
Right? But it's like
reality.
But like, yo, I'm about to meet I'm about to meet my father, and I was excited about it, right? But if my mother would have planted those ideas in my head, like, he's a piece of shit, he's a scumbag, he left, it probably would have been a miserable time leading up to that day I met him, right? So I agree with you, Pete, 100%, man. It's while we are human and those emotions are going to arise, I think it's best no matter how low down dirty this motherfucker is, try your best not to downgrade him in front of, because at the end of the day, it's still his child, right? I mean, he you know what I'm saying, he could be not be active in the child's life. At the end of the day, he still helped birth this child. So the last thing you want to do is talk bad about him in front of the kids.
Real quick, I swear it's real quick. Not only that, Chuck, it also bashing back, like, especially, I don't know, just my opinion, and this is how I see it. just like, especially if you got a daughter, like bashing in front of your daughter, that also like carries on the mindset of how they look at men.
It's very true.
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And like doing a lot of negative shit. The more negative shit you do, the more negative shit creep into the mind and how they gonna think about the next man. You know what I'm saying? So
very true. Yeah, that's good shit, Pete. Thanks for bringing that, because I was thinking about that. I just, for some reason, it just left my mind. So I guess we on the same wavelength. So you picked up on that. But yeah, I agree 100%, man. That you said it carries over into their relationship and how they view men.
Males too. Yeah, I mean,
men too. Yeah.
Oh, it has a profound effect, man. Just my mom, when I would do certain things, when she would say, you know what I'm saying, though, yeah, just like your father, and it was always negative. It was never nothing positive. There was like, it's like, excuse me. Yeah, raise my hand, Mom. You're not perfect. Hello. So all the negative things that I do is not my father. It's you too. So just take credit for the good things. But speaking of things that maybe we should our black athletes and entertainers should definitely stop doing. Maybe, I don't know. It just seems like it. I'm gonna ask this question now. Okay, guys, we know about the whole Ezekiel Elliott situation. This is gonna get deep.
Absolutely.
Fasten your seatbelts, people. And apparently, the accuser, his ex-girlfriend, on a recording said they'll never believe you that you didn't hit me because I'm a white woman and you're black, a black man, and it sparks obviously controversy. You hear that or whatever though, and obviously people were on two. Yeah, it was two sides to it or whatever though, and so it made me ask the question, and this is a tough question to ask, but it's real, man. It's real, and people go in this climate. I hate when people say in this climate. It's always been the same weather, baby. I don't know when the climate changed. I mean, because you see it more, but it's always been the same, baby. Trust me. Racism and white women going ahead and accusing black men of doing shit that they didn't do has been around since we've been brought here. Believe that. Whether on the plantation, whether it's Emmett Till, or whether it's now we dealing with brother Ezekiel Elliott. And so, and I don't know if he did or not. I don't know. But apparently this is one of the reasons why the cops, the police, didn't go further with the charges. The NFL obviously is over the goddamn justice system. Obviously, clearly, because they said, you know what, there's enough evidence not to go along with this, and the NFL said, oh, we don't. It's been enough accusations, so we're gonna go ahead and suspend this guy for 6 games. So I'm asking you guys, and dealing with the O.J. Simpson situation, from other countless situations that we could go through. Do you feel that black athletes should just stay the fuck away from white women, or entertainers? Or entertainers, black entertainers, stay away from white women, or should it be a case by case thing? Because it just seems like it ain't the way. Chris Brown, that whole situation with that girl and everything, and it's like, I don't necessarily have a problem with interracial. I have a problem with a person who's in a black man or woman who's in an interracial relationship who thinks that because they're in a interracial relationship that it all of a sudden makes them better, or they hate. It's because of their hate of themselves or black people. That's what I have a problem with. If that person allows you to still go ahead and be yourself and they love you and they down for you, then by golly, do what you do, in my opinion. But what do y'all think about that as it pertains to the black athletes and the black entertainers, especially obviously the black men?
Yeah, man.
Look, I was at the point like I don't want to answer this question. Don't, man.
You just gotta keep it real, baby. Go ahead, Pete. You want to go first, or Chuck?
No, that sounds like Pete want to hop in there. Go ahead, Pete, man. I'm still trying to.
Nah, it's whatever. Oh, I mean, look, man. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay. I mean, like, it's both parties at the end of the day, man. Like, Ezekiel Elliott got to realize he's from here. You know, I'm out here in Columbus, Ohio. That's where he's from. A lot of interracial shit. That's normal out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you're an athlete and shit like that. You from Columbus. You go to Ohio State. Ohio State is the God MC out here. You know what I'm saying?
So, I noticed that going to the grocery store, my nigga.
Yeah. right. That's fact. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know the type of attention you gonna get, man. It's all about how you play that attention, how you use it. You know what I mean? How you interact with it. So if you out here just slinging your dick everywhere you go and doing this, that, and the third, of course you're gonna get caught up in some dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like, gotta check your ego at the door, man. Use your powers for good. On the other hand, you know how these motherfuckers go, man. You know what I mean? Do I say stay away from white women? I mean, I don't know. Pussy. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a preference, handle your business. But you gotta play the game. Like, you don't be an OJ, man. He laid the blueprint out for a nigga on what not to be. You know what I mean? No, you still a black man at the end of the day. No, you just running, nigga. You got a talent and you got a gift, and that's all they see you as. You know what I mean? So come on, come be a Marshawn Lynch instead of an O.J. Simpson. For real. But they don't want you to be a Marshawn Lynch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They want you to be the O.J. Simpson so they can keep doing this to you. You know what I mean? Ezekiel Elliott, he a beast at what he does. He could be able to set records and shit. But now you out here doing dumb shit on top of, and this is old. All this 6-game suspension, it's over some old shit. But you still out here just grabbing shirts and pulling titties out of bras and shit on camera. You out here just doing silly shit, being an OJ. You can't do that, man. You know what I mean? Wait, you still a nigga.
Maybe worse than Obama being elected president for black people was O.J. Simpson getting off for that murdering Nicole Simpson, because these niggas didn't learn.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. You absolutely. That's the presidency. That's nothing. Man, listen, man. Come on, man. It was right before our eyes, dude. That's the crazy thing about it.
The athletes went back to sleep real quick.
Come on, man. That's where the game changed. It was all fucked up for you.
That's where the game changed.
When you saying that against you, man, it was over, man.
OJ got off. They said, "Oh, we can kill these bitches." I'm about to beat the shit out of my wife tonight.
Hold on.
Y'all stupid as shit.
Come here, Susan.
Yeah, man.
You kill me, a white motherfucker, and get away with it?
I'm about to fight this bitch with a pork loin.
It's a new day and age up in there.
Not one, but two. Two, man.
Yeah, that's true. Two, yeah.
Two of them. I can do it. Okay.
Yeah. And not only that, to get a Kardashian to back
Adam
me up,
and Eve and got away with it.
and I got a Kardashian backing me up. Oh, what?
Right.
Come on, man. That's power right there, bro.
Martin Luther King was right, man. He may not get it. Them niggas thought they got to the mountaintop.
I call that man Uncle OJ.
That's so
dumb ass niggas. Man, I had to say that. Charles, what are kind of your thoughts? I mean, honestly, beyond the jokes, though, man, do you feel, and again, this isn't how I feel necessarily per se, but it does seem like you have to at least ask it. Should these athletes and black entertainers just stay away from white women? Because it ain't. Is it worth? Is it worth it? What's love got to do with it, man? Is it love? Is it worth it?
Here's my take on it. And Pete said this like several podcasts ago, man. You can't control who you fall in love with, right? You can't control it.
Control who you be with.
Yeah, you can. You can definitely control which is where I was going to go. All right, so check it out. So here's my take on it. Like if this is, say a celebrity or entertainer, right? Say they just getting started, but even before they got started, right? They in high school. Let's just say in high school they met this white girl and they fell in love, and there's this fairy tale story and whatever, and this white girl's been there with him since the beginning, and he came into his fame and wealth and prestige and all that shit. Then I can see that. But if you're already an established black celebrity and a white girl just happens to fall in your lap, you're like, oh wow, we really click. You know what? Let's get married. Like, not like you. It's not an easy answer, man. It's really not, because when you look at white women and their aversion towards black celebrities, black men, like I think some of them have an agenda. Like Amber Rose, like I think she has an agenda with 21 Savage.
You don't have to think, Charles.
Right, you know, like this.
You know that.
That's an obvious agenda.
Like, come on, man, we know now.
Damon John, the founder of Fubu, he's married to a white woman, and I don't know if he's been with her for a long ass time, whatever the case. But like, I think she has I don't know, man. It's to be honest, man, I can't answer the question. To me, it's not an easy answer. Do I think they should stay? Yes, I do think they should stay away from them. But at the end of the day, if they're confident that this woman is really like for them, and this woman understands the pros and cons of being in a multiracial relationship, then then go ahead, man, do your thing. I don't know. It's not an easy answer for me, man. I really can't answer it like straightforward. I can't.
If you are an athlete, you're an entertainer.
That's true.
You are not in the private eye. You are in the public eye. And what happens is that perception is reality. And what happens is that I gotta just say it. I gotta be honest, man. That's it. If a woman's down for you, man, that's cool and all though, but I gotta keep it real though, man. You might wanna have to have certain paperwork.
He said,
and I'm not talking about a prenup. I ain't saying a married motherfucker. But I'm saying is you might want to have paperwork with this bitch to let her know, like, look, me being black and you being a white woman, and I'm an athlete or I'm an entertainer, there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to go down through the media, because they're going to pressure you to get me fucked up. Let's just keep it all the way 100. And so I need you to not be offended, but what we're going to do is, and it's not going to be on, TV or anything like E or Bravo or a fucking VH1 or anything, but what we're going to do is we're going to have a cameraman follow us around. The camera's going to be on us 24/7, baby. If we going to do this, because I can't take any chances. And it's not you. They're going to come to you, and they're going to come to you to fuck me over. It is what it is. I mean, actually, even if it's the black woman, but especially if it's a black athlete with a white woman. And so yeah. So if you down for me, then you have to be down for me of who I am. Who I am is a pro athlete. And this is the reality of it. We can fake it. We can act like, well, love should conquer all. But let's be honest. There's been a lot of things that have conquered love.
That's true.
We know that. And so, if you are down, then you're with it. And you might be like, well, if you don't trust me, I don't trust them.
Yeah.
And you're human, so you can be weak. Shit, I can be weak. If white women were treated like black men, and black men were put up on a pedestal like white women, and I was in a relationship with a white woman, I couldn't guarantee you that the devil wouldn't talk to me. I couldn't guarantee you that I wouldn't listen. So, I need you to understand that that's the reality. If you can't understand that, and I'm not saying that I'm going to engage in evil, I'm just saying that happens. They're going to come. Pro athletes, especially if I'm at the top of my game. Ezekiel Elliott had one of the best rookie seasons ever for any position. Them niggas lost one game last year.
Let alone one of the best seasons ever, period. He did lost like 2. But on top of a rookie season, it was one of the best seasons in football, period.
Ever. A rookie quarterback and a rookie running back?
Right.
And I played for the Dallas Cowboys, which is still considered, quote-unquote, America's team? Please. So, yeah. You're right. I got to protect what I got to protect. So, yeah, you got to sign this, especially, even, matter of fact, by the time you reach college. Did you know the trajectory by the time you reach college? If you're being recruited like that, I gotta protect me. Oops. I gotta do what I gotta do. You're not with it, then, then you're probably not the woman for me, because you're not the woman that's down for this aspect of who I am. If you're not willing to go ahead and sign this so that we can go ahead and there's understanding. You know what I'm saying, though? And so, all that, like Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? This is bigger than that. This. You are now we are entering into business. So, just like with marriage, it's business. Marriage is business. The love y'all have for each other, is the foundation that helped get y'all, how's the foundation or whatever, though. If the business goes awry, y'all can always hold on to. But the idea of the marriage thing is business. This is business. Absolutely. So, I mean, are you trying to get into business with me or not? That's what it is. He's no love shit. You come to me with a contract. Come on now. Let's get real. And so, it's just my thing. Anything y'all kind of want to add to that? I know I kind of went a little long with it, though. Anything y'all want to add to that, though?
Oh, man.
Get into the next question?
Yeah, no, I agree with Pete. Yeah, I agree. 100.
Ditto. All right, y'all, man. Oh, God. We got to talk about it. All right. Charlottesville.
Drum roll.
Here we go, man. Tiki Torch Thugs.
Here we go again.
All right, in light of the recent Charlottesville situation, I don't really have to talk about it, though, with the whole Trump thing and everything what's going on. What's your opinion on it, on face value, as far as that issue as a whole? And do y'all believe this is just another distraction from what's actually going on, who were probably actually bombing? Oops. Spoiler alert. Or are we in the midst of a possible race war? An actual race war here. Another civil war. What do you guys think?
Chuck, go ahead and spark it off, man.
All right, man. So y'all always know my position, man. Like, whenever it comes to mainstream shit, I always say look at what's not being shown on television. Also, like, of course, what's being shown is important, but also look what's not being shown on television. Like, look at what's going on behind the scenes, because through all this shit that's going on in Charlottesville and with Trump and whatnot, like, there's some major shit that's happening. Like, I'm saying that without doing any research. I'm confident that there's some shit behind the scenes that's going on right now that is probably fucking mind blowing. So with the situation in Charlottesville, we were talking about it before we got on the air, man. Like, first of all, and this is not in no way, shape, or form saying about this is a general blanket statement. This is not for each individual white person in America, but I've been doing a little reading, studying on melanin and some of the responsibility of melanin and its importance and just sort of like everybody has melanin in their body. Like melanin is like a fundamental one of those chemicals of life that we need, and everybody needs melanin in order to be alive. However, so based off what I've read, and this is not just, I guess what I'm saying is it's not just the author saying, oh, what I'm about to say, but he goes into the science behind of why this is the case. But lack of melanin has a lot of side effects. And so when you look at, and one of those side effects is I forgot how we phrase it, but long story short, when you look at history, you know, going way back to even when Kemet was invaded, there seems to be a hatred towards aversion for people of color, right? I mean, and this
for
is
those
not,
out there that don't know, Kemet is now called Egypt, but Kemet,
Egypt was the name given by the Greeks or the Romans, one of the two. But when you look at going way back to them with the dynasties and everything, and lack of melanin results from, or one of the oh man, I want to say this, man. I'm trying to be politically correct, but also don't want to sound.
Don't be. This is that's experience, baby.
All right, okay. All right, so lack of melanin, for lack of a better term, is a disease, and you know, with a disease comes many side effects. Now, of course, I'm not saying all white people are diseased. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you look at history and you look at the science behind the purpose of melanin, like melanin carries a spiritual component to it. It's not just like a physical reality. And this is just based off of looking at studying ancient Kemet and how they were in tune with spirit, right? So the less melanin you have, the less spiritual, I say, quote unquote, you'd be. Now, of course, do we have some spiritual white people? Yes, we do. But if you look at generally, and as far as statistically wise, black people are way more spiritual, or people of color are way more spiritual than people who are not of color. If the tables were turned, right? If black people were in power, we would not be acting out the way white people are towards us, towards black people of color. Like, there seems to be a deep-rooted hatred. I'm talking about like a gut hatred towards people of color by these nationalists, right? It's utterly amazing and sickening to me to see the level that they go to stop black people from finding out who they really are. And I don't know, man. It's one of them things, man. It's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I can go on. Let me stop, Pete. I'll let you hop in there, man.
Nah, I mean,
Chuck, before you go, Pete, Chuck, you know, just don't be afraid to say. Don't be afraid to say, man. You know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just like I don't want it to seem like this is an opinion. This is not an opinion. Like, these are facts. I mean, people, you can go to you can do any search on purpose of melanin, and it's said though. It's said. I mean, they say it in a negative term, and Peter, I'm not take up your time though, but it's said though, before you go into light, you have to go into darkness. So obviously, dark creates light. Yeah.
By their definition.
Yeah.
My bad, Pete. You go ahead, my
brother. You good, bro. You good. Now the question was, is a race war or some shit coming?
I didn't even answer the fucking question.
Yeah,
I didn't even answer the fucking question.
Nah, you were saying some deep shit that need to be discussed, and we can have a whole other show about that. But for real, at the end of the day, man, like you started off, I go by what they're not saying on the news. You know what I mean? Like, so we not just going talk about how Donald Trump is slowly firing all the racist motherfuckers around him as this shit is going on. And how, like, now we ain't talking about this Russia and this North Korea shit. That means on top of a race war, motherfucker, there might be a whole war. You know what I'm saying? With the fuck shit going on that should have had him impeached damn near months ago. And it's like, come on, man. Hey, let's be real. I mean, maybe it's just me. Y'all notice every time I'm gonna put you like this. Every time this shit happens, I realize there's a lot of cities in other states that got the same names. You know what I mean? Fucking, I didn't know Virginia had a Charlottesville. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this should be happening in Buffalo, Missouri, and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not happening in New York. It's not happening, it's just happening in these small ass little cities that we don't fucking know exist. And it's like, all right, man, if it's really real, it's coming down in the streets, the main streets. You know what I mean? So I just feel like at the end of the day, all this shit is a distraction, and they're using the temperament that's already here because of this whole election shit in the first place, and how long Donald Trump been in office. You know what I mean? It's just to keep away from the real shit that's going on that we really need to be looking at. That's just how I feel. You know what I mean? I'm not to say that it's not real, because this race, we know what it is. It's been around. It ain't new. Like Amir said, the fucking weather it's the same weather, same climate. You know what I mean? Like, this shit ain't changed. It's just now out in the open, and I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. So thank you for having these motherfuckers come out of hiding. Now we see what it is. You know what I mean? So what we gonna do about it? Fuck the bullshit and fuck the fear. You know what I mean? What we gonna? Because it's some shit they not telling us and keeping the same way of us being distracted. They're using the same formula. Ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? So what the fuck they not showing us?
Yeah, I agree. And one thing we've noticed, man, that I think you said it before we got on the air, man. Like, and you just said it just now. Like, they're not like these white nationalists, right, racist motherfuckers. They're not doing this shit in cities like Baltimore, Philadelphia, right? Like they're because they already know. First of all, they're fucking cowards, and so they're not going to go into a Baltimore and do this because what? No, as high the crime as is in Baltimore with black on black crime in Baltimore. If these motherfuckers tried that shit in certain parts of Baltimore, like that shit wouldn't even make it to the news because that shit it'd be a slaughter. It'd be done. Like they wouldn't even make it up the block. It's over. So as tough as these white racist motherfuckers try to be, at the end of the day, man, they're fucking cowards at the core.
Hey, yo, just to dig a little deeper, like my man Chuck did, just like you said, how Baltimore, they wouldn't come to Baltimore and shit like that. Not to say that it can never happen, it can, but the reason why I feel it won't, because if these motherfuckers was to come to Chicago, was to come to Baltimore, that's when niggas are going to come together.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yep. It's like, that's when the unity is going to come together. Like, nah, fuck that. You just ain't going to let that shit slide in front of your face. Yeah. Now, next thing you know, niggas is united, whipping the white folks' ass in unity. And now we forming like Voltron to get shit popping. So that's what I'm like, that shit is not going to happen for that reason. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm Marvin Gaye the question, nigga. What's really going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I agree, Pete. And really quick, Pete, just to piggyback what you just said. Like when they had the riots down here in Baltimore for the Freddie Gray riots, the Bloods and Crips got together. Like there's a picture where Crip, the Blood, they had their flags tied together and they hung up in the air walking down the street. Like they came, like the Bloods and Crips came. If the Bloods and Crips would come together for as much hatred as there is between those two groups, if they can come together for something like that, just imagine if some white nationalists try to come into Baltimore trying to pull that shit they did in Charlottesville. No, they're not leaving Baltimore walking out. They're leaving either in the body bag or severely fucking injured. That shit is not going down, man. shit is not going down.
I mean, yeah, they don't want to bring it to the hoods like that though. But I've never heard of Charlottesville a day in my life.
Me.
Thank you.
You in the DMV, you never heard the shit.
Right.
I've never heard of Charlottesville a day in my life, dude.
Come on, like, where the fuck is Charlottesville? I had to Google that shit. Like, Charlottesville, where the fuck is Charlottesville?
I was like, first of all, it's Charlotte, North Carolina, nigga. Like, y'all got it all wrong. Ain't no building in Charlotte. Nigga, what is y'all?
Charlotte's Web. I've heard of that. But not Charlottesville.
And Virginia's already a white state.
I'm trying to think this place was just made up, like Negro Town.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it was, man. If it came back and they said this whole shit was orchestrated and made up, I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
It's people in Virginia right now, like, where the fuck is Charlottesville?
They trying to pull their phones and shit. Like, what the fuck is Charlottesville? Y'all still ain't.
I mean, nigga.
How the fuck is this shit in Newport News? I live in Newport News. But it's just this whole thing is just it speaks of it reeks of staged. And I'm not saying the victims that were whose lives were taken that was staged. I'm saying that
Heather Healy, RIP to her, that's fucked up. Just her name.
Right. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace to the people who lives were taken. And but it's just like, and like the next week, somehow it's a terrorist attacking Barcelona. Really, fucking Barcelona, Spain. Really. And so you just find yourself. Ask yourself. Like I said, who are we bombing? What's going on for real? Because
meanwhile, it was like a mudslide or some shit in another country, right? Like Sierra Leone, somewhere like it took out mad people and shit. Like houses, like 300 people gone.
Right.
Don't forget about this climate shit happening too. But my bad. I mean, I said that.
No. That boat's going. It's just this whole race thing is just crazy. It's like white people. I see white people up there who clearly need their teeth fixed. Some of them with the Confederate flag. Most of these white people you see with the Confederate flag are waving this stuff. For the most part, most of them are poor, not well-to-do white people. And it's like, when the fuck has America ever been great for you?
Yeah.
It's a question I pose. Like, what is this greatness that you have? When you were able to hang niggers, you still are able to hang niggers and kill them and get away with it. So, okay, that isn't the great part. I mean, would you want slavery? I mean, technically we are still enslaved, though. I mean, if you want that slavery, but you didn't profit from that, though. And the reason why slavery was ended is because the rich white people said you guys were making too much money off of that, and they wanted that money from you that you were making off of pretty much free labor, which is why they created the cotton gin and they created the factories and all of that, though, and took you guys out of business. And so, hello, that's why you got the name Rednecks. Because, people white people who aren't out in the sun don't get red unless they go to tanning booths. So
dude, this thing is drop some knowledge, man. God damn.
Right.
And so I mean, it's just crazy. And then you see these guys, and they're in Abercrombie and Fitch outfits, and they're walking around with tiki torches, and this is the most non-threatening. I'd have probably walked past this if this is on Triple. I walked past this and like, oh shit, it must be a toga party. It's a college party out here. I'd have probably asked them, hey man, I'd probably be like, Frank the Tank. Where's the beer at? This can't be a racist rally. Not with tiki torches. What are y'all about to burn a witch at the stake? You can't possibly be serious with this. I got more danger. I got more fear going to the corner store past 10 o'clock than this shit. But
it was just more mad. Y'all wasting good TV torches, motherfuckers. We trying to keep the mosquitoes away. And they want to come up here and take all the goddamn TV torches and shit.
Yeah, right.
For this bullshit.
I want to walk next to you. I want to walk next to you, not because I believe in your protest, because I'm trying to get these fucking bugs off me. I'm tired of spraying this off. You know?
Right.
Next to the sticky torch, motherfucker.
Fuck out of here, man.
And so, I mean, is the race war aspect real? It could be. I mean, haven't we been in one since we've been here, since we've been brought here? And for those that were already here, because the original Indians were black. I know I've been alluding to that a long time though, but they were. They were. We are the indigenous people of the earth. When we say the earth, we don't just mean Africa. Look at the indigenous people of all countries is us, except for Europe, and even that's disputable. But look at the indigenous people of Australia. They look like us. Look at the indigenous people of America. They look like us. The indigenous people of South America look like us. Those people. So, that's who we are, and they know that. But as far as this whole race war thing, though, it's really just like Francis Chris Wilson said, man, it's about the bottom line. It's really about what hangs at the bottom. Penis envy. It's been about that. Even if one guy feel like he has the same equipment, they ain't got the same stroke, and they women know that. That's why when black women fuck with white men, it's the status, and when white women fuck with black men, it's to get dick.
Pretty much.
And white men have been hating that since the beginning of time.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, that's what Dr. Francis Wilson talks about in the ISIS papers. When you look at all these monuments that are in the shape of penises, it's because white men had an infatuation with black penis. Pause. But it's facts. That's especially when the slaves, of course, they saw a lot of black men slaves naked. So they probably thinking, damn, this nigga had a big dick. Pause. And it's like, wow. And then they look at their shit. This shit is like all tiny. It's like, oh, well, all right, never mind.
But it's not even about I don't. White girl say, she said, well, it's not just because I've dealt with white guys that have been well equipped or whatever. Though she said the stroke is different.
Yeah,
we stroke them out.
Yeah, because black people are because by nature by nature, man, we're rhythmic by nature. White people aren't, dog. So when we get in our stroke game, dog, it's like it's who we are by nature. Come on, man. Look, dog, this can be a 3-hour fucking show, dog.
I know Chuck wants to. Chuck, we need to get more stuff into the science realm and into the all of that aspect, though. So within, I don't know, the next 2-3 shows, you need to go ahead and because we need to get that aspect now, so that we can learn more about that aspect. Because you seem to be very in tune. Not seem to be. You are very in tune. I know that into that aspect. So. Yeah.
We can definitely talk about that in a few shows.
No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. No, I'm saying though. I mean, I appreciate both of y'all perspective on it. Is there anything y'all want to add to that conversation though? Y'all want to go ahead and.
All right. So really quick before we, because I know y'all boys got something special for the listeners. Really quick, I wanted to talk about, and I don't know why this shit is pissing me off so much. The Dan Gilbert thing. So before I get into that, Pete, did you want to speak on what Amir was talking about or anything else?
No, so that's it, my piece, man. Go ahead, do you.
All right, man. All right, for some reason, man, this whole Dan Gilbert shit is pissing me the fuck off. More so because this is not being talked about anywhere else. Like literally, like this is, I'm probably confident this is the only show where this whole Dan Gilbert situation is being talked about. And it's a big fucking deal. So for anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, Dan Gilbert, owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, he's the founder of Quicken Loans, is building a $1 billion commercial development in Wayne County, Detroit. He's building a prison right now. If anybody has any knowledge on the prison industrial complex, this is a big fucking, especially for it to be in Detroit. Yeah. Of all places, Detroit, right? So the thing is that nobody's building or putting $1 billion into building a structure and not getting any type of return on that investment. Mm-hmm. How do prisons make their money? By getting people into the prisons. Mm-hmm. How do people get into the prisons? Well, we already know, right? I mean, and especially in Detroit, right? Detroit is not a low crime area, so he's building it in an ideal from a sadistically, by the way, I guess I don't know, man. It's mind-boggling me and this is probably why I'm struggling trying to get this out, because it's fucking mind-boggling that like this shit is really happening. Like he's actually it. So the guy, the county executive Warren Evans, who's a black guy, by the way, he's head of the whole Coon, 100% Coon, which is crazy because he was born in Detroit. So of all people, like he's head of the project. He's seeing the whole shit. He's seeing the whole shit through. They actually and this has been going on for years. So I think back in 2013 is when they actually started it. They had issues with funding and whatnot, so it took a whole, they put the brakes on it, and it's actually just resumed back actually this year. So what we're going to start seeing over the next several years is Detroit and we're going to see a supposed increase in crime, but we're also going to see an increase in the number of arrests. And even for petty crimes, we're talking about somebody has like an ounce of weed on them, right?
Right.
I think what's going to happen, I know what's going to happen is that we're going to see Detroit start to change drastically. Just the same way how the CIA pumped drugs back into LA back in the 80s. We may see the same thing happen in Detroit. We're going to see an influx of drugs into Detroit, which are going to be planted there, obviously. And we're going to see that this prison is going to be filled probably rather quickly. And we're going to see the rotation of prisoners in and out of the prison system in Detroit. So, what's y'all boys' take on the whole situation, man? And by the way, this is some other sick shit. So, along with the prison being built, they're going to start I think along the same complex, there's going to be a soccer stadium. And the owner of the Detroit Pistons, Tom Gores, is going to be on that project as well. So that's two teams, Cleveland and Detroit, two team owners who are getting together to build a prison system in Detroit. So what's your boys' take on it really quick? I know we've been at this thing for about an hour and a half, but what's your boys' take on it?
My take on it is, one, I'm not surprised that Dan Gilbert is involved into this. Like you say, you don't build something without expecting occupancy. Don't build a hotel and the whole people don't go there, to stay. Don't build a prison hoping that people don't commit crime to stay. So I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked. This is what it is. First of all, I always, I know the people that I go to get some of my information from. With Corey Holcomb, he said that no. Actually, I want to say it was actually Zoe Williams who said no black person should be calling anybody their owner. It's because you took slave off the front. That's the thing that is what it is. So, and so we know the mentality of these people, and we know what it is. They talk about Robert Kraft and these sort of the Kraft family, and they're so nice, and Jerry Jones, and they talk about with Dan Gilbert and all this other stuff though, and these people have the same mentality. A lot of them have the same mentality. We obviously see what's happening with Colin Kaepernick with the NFL, and we've seen the fact that it took some bimbo to leak a message that she had with Donald Sterling for him to be out. And the question is, why did it take that long when we know that he was like that before then? Why was he still alive? Why did you guys not vote him out before? Oh, because you guys think like that. It's the same thing with Carl Palladino here in Buffalo. He's just been recently released from the Buffalo Board of Education. He's been on there for like over the last 10 years or so something like that though. 12 years, whatever. And so it's like with the whole Dan Gilbert situation, I'm not surprised. This is what they've been doing. I'm pretty sure we're going to find more people who are involved into this that are owners. Jordan. Oh, my bad.
Preach. Preach. You motherfuckers buying Jordans and shit have no fucking idea. Preach.
Go ahead, Pete, man.
Yo, man. That whole, so this is recent information?
Yeah. This is, I just called an article, but yeah, this was, he actually just resumed construction on the project this year. I just want to thank you for letting Conspiracy Theorist P come on to the show real quick. Let's see how both Kyrie and LeBron trying to get out of Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that. I'm wondering,
because I call bullshit on this whole soap opera shit. Like, it's just
I think it's manufactured. I think it's fake. I think they're both just trying to keep the NFL, NBA.
I think they're trying to keep the NBA shit going, and also I think they really just, yo, man, I ain't with this whole Dan Gilbert about the owning the jail and shit, my nigga.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. But not saying the real reason of what's going on. Or do they got stock in that motherfucker? I don't know. I'm just here. Don't mind me. I don't know. But it just seems interesting, the turmoil that's going on after being to the finals, 3 years in a row and shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good observation, Pete, man. That's a good observation, man. I didn't even think to make that connection, but if that is true. I wouldn't be surprised because Dan Gilbert's building a prison, and LeBron Carter said, "Look, I don't want nothing to do with this motherfucker." Right?
I want my name on the shit.
Well, I think me personally, it could be a possibility. Let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying? Though we find out things about people all the time, though, and who they are, though. So LeBron could be that, though. But for what he says, and just this sort of anti-Jordan love that LeBron kind of gets, as far as it pertains, I don't think that he's involved into that. I don't think he went back to Cleveland for Dan Gilbert. He went back to Cleveland because he wanted to win the title for the city of Cleveland and for the state of Ohio. And so I don't see that aspect happening with him, though. But like I said, you can't put anything out of the realm of thinking, because we don't know, and then two, saying, though, let's be honest, they always shock us, though, and what happens. So we can't put it past the realm of thinking, though. But I don't see that happening. He seems to be a very conscious guy. Though. They're coming. Man, listen, man.
Or did he go back to get that bread? Now that Cleveland made, how much Cleveland City and Cleveland made?
They coming for LeBron, man.
Yeah.
He's doing because you see
That's why you gotta get out of here.
LeBron said, I don't want to get into the whole LeBron thing though, because this was about, which is specific to Dan Gilbert though, because you brought that up. But he said he had no worries, man. He really meant that. And a lot of the people, a lot of the athletes, they follow. Like even you think Draymond called a nigga a bitch, and yet they still in business together. So LeBron has a lot of control on how the athletes do and how they move, and I think he's really content with his place in history right now, though. So I don't see that happening, though. But it would be disappointing if it did. It would probably be over the Mike Vick cooning.
Yeah. I'm just saying it can go either way, but like you gotta get out of there, man. That's like if it's some real shit, you gotta get out of there, like. Because you don't, because even if say it's not true, but they still try to put that stigma on him anyway, just because of the love he get because he's not Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? That could be a setup. Like there's just so many avenues you could take it. It's like this nigga gotta get the fuck out of Cleveland, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm Chuck. Is there anything you want to obviously close out before we go ahead with?
Man, I got so much shit done. I'm trying to tell you, man. But all right, so we don't got to go deep into this. Like we can save it for the next show or whatever. There's two topics. The other one, I'll leave for the next show. It's about Bill Cosby's son, and so we'll talk about that next show. But this I want to talk because it was very interesting. I was listening to an interview on YouTube. Dick Gregory was being interviewed, and he's talking about Dave Chappelle. Now, he talked about the whole story of, him going to Africa and all that other stuff. According to Dick Gregory, that story is not entirely true.
Oh, here comes Dick. Okay.
So, and of course, I don't know, right? So I started doing some research, and I really couldn't find anything.
White people are always afraid when they see black dick.
Oh shit! It's Dick.
Go ahead, Charles.
All right, so there's a guy named Ed Weinberger. Mm-hmm. He's a screenwriter, very successful screenwriter. So when the Dave Chappelle show ended, Dave Chappelle and Ed Weinberger got together, and from my understanding, they wrote a bunch of shit and made a lot of fucking money. However, Dave Chappelle, the proportion of the money they made and what Dave Chappelle's cut was astronomical. Meaning, like, say for example, they generated $500 million, and Dave Chappelle was only getting 50 of it. So, based off what Dick Gregory was saying, that's the reason his quote unquote fall from grace. Like that's the reason why he I guess fell back from show business, because he realized, this is bullshit, because I'm making all this money for these motherfuckers and they're only giving me this portion.
Cat Williams said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to short his contract. And he said, you mean I made 500 million, and y'all trying to only give me 50?
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, absolutely. Because you got to think, beyond South Park, there was no other show really on Comedy Central.
Hell no.
Other than maybe The Daily Show, and that was before Jon Stewart. That was a Daily Show with that other white dude, like Craig Ferguson or some shit.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle was Comedy Central.
I forgot his name. I forget his name, who the guy was on The Daily Show. I don't think it was Craig Ferguson, but it was The Daily Show with somebody. But yeah, man, that was pretty much it. So he was they didn't expect it to blow up like that. They were just trying out shows.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Those networks start up, they just, hey, you want, all right, you can have a show, whatever, though. Yeah, sure. You can have 50% of the show, because, we're just trying to get shows on here. And they didn't expect that shit to blow up like that.
No,
and it did.
No. That shit exploded.
And so when he made the $500 million, they tried to change the rules.
Yeah.
He's supposed to get $250.
Yeah. Not 50.
But shout out to Netflix though for giving Dave Chappelle the money, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't God good?
But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there, man. Just like at the end of the day, man, we got to do some further research, man. We just can't take everything for fake. Even everything we talked about today on the show, like just do your own research, man. Confirm the shit for yourself, because it's that's what it is at the end of the day, man. We can't take what these white people just tell us and this is what happened to this person, man. I mean, it's we got to do our and information is out there. It's the fucking internet, and until they shut that shit down, the information is out there. We just got to dig deep for it. That's it, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to yeah, man. You got to do your research, man. You got to do your own research. You got to do your own stuff. And shout out to my boy Tim Brown, man. I see you cooning, Chief. I see you cooning,
man. Man, this shit getting crazy, dog. Nah, hold up. Nah, see, now we got to talk about it. Now we got to talk about it, man. Nah, man. Like, what the fuck is really going on, man? First, Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? We already knew about Ray Lewis ass. That shit, even before Michael Vick, Jim fucking Brown, my nigga. We started with Jim Brown chilling with Trump. Then went for fucking Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? Then you got motherfucking Tim Brown, the most underrated wide receiver. Oh, man, that hurt. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Just bringing everybody out the world rec. Who fucking next, man?
They want a job, man. They want a job, Pete. They want a job. They want a job.
Next, man. What the fuck? The nigga, the first black dude that won the Super Bowl, Doug, what's his name? Is he next? Who's next, man? Doug Williams, man. Like, who the fuck next, man? This shit killing me, Small. It's killing me.
Hey, man.
Sorry, man.
No, it is what it is, man. But
they got no backbone.
Man. You a legend, man. Come on, man.
They ain't got no backbone. They're scared, man. They're scared. They're scared of the white man. They fear the white man.
I swear to God, if Allen Iverson, I'm gonna lose it.
He said Allen Iverson.
That's all we got left. All we got left is AI and Marshawn Lynch, man. That's all we got left.
I didn't know that we were pronouncing his name wrong. Thought it was Tim, but I guess you're pronouncing it right. It's Tom. His name is Tom? Tom Brown.
Tom Brown.
And we know he's somebody's uncle, right? Because he has brothers and sisters, though.
Tom Brown. Wide receiver.
Uncle Tom Brown, man. Uncle Tom.
Oh,
well, like I said, man, we got a special treat before we go ahead and close out the show, though, today, though. So, Pete, you want me to go first? You want to go first?
Excuse me. Go ahead and knock it out, man. You spark it on, baby.
All right. This is a poem that I wrote a while ago. It's been some years, a few years, though. But I'm going to go ahead, though, and this is called The Walking Dead. My words are works of art, beauty created through a pen, words attached from ink to paper as a flower to its stem. The feeling of obscurity robs human life of its purity. Mass confusion leaves you caught in the web of delusion. When amenities define you and you don't have, well, that creates the illusion of exclusion. And social media has convinced us there's no such thing as intrusion, which makes people feel entitled to persecution. Fucked up world we live in seems to be the only conclusion. And what's even sadder, but very apparent, is that the parents want to be the kids and the kids want to be the parents. The devil's got to be here because hell's home. When friends getting up now, it's 10 friends in a circle on their cell phones. The more connected we're supposed to be seems to make us further apart when microchips have replaced the human heart. Under realization, there's no longer imagination, just Twitter and FB followers being told what makes them cool, blindfolded participation. Just my observation, just seeing what surrounds me, bunch of dead souls, not realizing they're being programmed into zombies.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
I said, damn.
That's all you can say on that.
God damn it. No. Yo. That's real talk, though, man. That's beautifully written, man. That's real talk, man.
That's facts, man.
That's real talk, man. Damn, good shit, man. Yeah, so keep it, man. And first of all, shout out to my boy Jay Moore. He home today. I know he's in the hospital the last few days. That sickle cell shit, man. That be that bullshit, man. We gonna find a solution one day, even if it take us. You know what I mean? But shout out to my man, my partner in Ryan. We're trying to get back into it. So, you know, your boy been writing. So, let's get into it. Bobbing and weaving through the demons that crept up last evening. 'Tis the season of the grind, which means that season all the time. Stay focused, young man. Too many distractions in the way. Searching for the answers as I level up from the sway. Summertime shootouts as I load up this pen. Opportunity not knocking, so call that number again. Don't leave a voicemail, just see if it picks up. No answer once again, fuck it, we about to pull up. Calisthenics after the stretches, staying potent is the message. Plenty losses on my record, but the path is not protected. Keep pushing, and we're not done. Amen.
Sir.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's crazy, Pete? As you were rhyming, y'all remember the show Def Poetry Jam that came on HBO?
Yeah.
Man, yo. When y'all boys, like, especially when you just finished up, Pete, man, like, that's Def Poetry Jam was in my head, because the shit that the mirror spit and the shit that you spit, man, like, that shit is real, man. That shit is man. Y'all brothers is talented, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
We need to create it again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. That's fucking. Let's do it. That's what I mean. Hey, we can't get too many ideas out on it. We talk about it after the show.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it off the air.
Nah, bro.
Yeah. TM.
Yeah. Hey, man. Beautiful show today, brothers. Hopefully we can turn that into a segment, man. Get something from the mirror. You know what I mean? That was beautifully written, dog. You know, and let's get it going. This could be the start of it. You know, Chuck, man, the gifts that you got, man, I know you got some shit on your sleeve as well, so let's just continue rocking, man, before we close out, man. Any last words from boys, man? It was good.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
My bad.
Nah, I just miss conversing with y'all boys, man. That's it, man. I look forward to doing the show, man, because we talk about real shit. Some of the topics I said we talked like that. I'm pretty sure that the topic that I mentioned, I forgot which one it was. We had so many. It's not being talked on any other show, that's what makes this show different from all of the other shows out there. And I'm not knocking them, like, because, you know what I'm saying, we got some black progressive shows out there that are really about the movement, but we like to go a level deeper, man, and that's what we do here on the Common Sense Experience, man. So I appreciate y'all boys.
Yeah, man. You know, God loves y'all, and I really tolerate y'all, though, man. Being going, a lot of other people, they go deeper, though, but they don't go realer. You can talk about all the artifacts of, you know, ancient this and that or whatever, though, but we talk real. And we also bring those aspects as well, obviously, because those are, you know what I'm saying, though, important things that we bring up. We all bring up, you know what I'm saying, though, and different things of that nature, though. But we talk real. We talk to people in a way that's not trying to belittle them, but also to educate and also to learn. You know what I'm saying, though? So, man, I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this movement. We keeping it moving. I'm about to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, though, like I said, beyond just doing the show, this is the foundation. You know what I'm saying, though, we do make sure we do our work diligently outside of this, though. And so, you know what I'm saying, after this, I'm about to go link up with some of my brothers, though. We about to have a business meeting about different aspects, different businesses that we want to go ahead and create, too, though. So, you know what I'm saying, though, it don't stop here, baby. Believe that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, man, Common Sense Experience. Check us out every Friday. You can check us out on iTunes. You can check us out on iHeartRadio under the Common Sense Experience. Pardon me. Don't show the way, fellas. You know, had a couple roadblocks. You know, had a couple situations, but we don't stop, man. The train keep pushing. So let's do what we got to do. 2 fingers, me in peace. Until we meet again, we out.
Sir.